Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for UFRL action, and tonight it is the 100% tier at Jeddah. This will be very intriguing here at Saudi Arabia. Who will come out on top in the desert? Of course, you want to have the straight line speed here, which won't be too easy for those in the slower cars due to the realistic car nature. So the likes of the AlphaTauri, the Haas, Alfa Romeos as well, they may struggle a little bit when it comes to that pure speed. Mercedes as well don't have the greatest top speed as well, so they'll be in and around the teams who could potentially struggle a little bit. I think obviously when we get round to Monza in particular, they will struggle far more there, whereas they may enjoy a track like Monaco a little bit more, perhaps. Oh, and somebody's readied up early again. Why do people do this? Wow. Ridiculous, isn't it? But we are underway, unfortunately. Nothing else we can do, sadly. But hopefully we can find out who did the lap ready up, because, yeah, very frustrating that. One is more than enough. You can't do it twice. Right, we are watching at the moment with Russell Bolt, but it is Merck who suggested that he didn't have the pace early on today here at this track, but he is currently the man leading the way with Mr. P only a split second behind him. Hayes are the one splitting the two, and it is Hayes, Merck, Lynx, Poem, Brewdog, Bolt at the moment up there. And it's Christie down the order, Bad Boy and Glue as well. Got the two Haas, the two AlphaTauris right up there. Poison making his way through now on his return to the league. If we can just go on board with him, that would be perfect. And here we go now, round through the bends. And now how quick can Poison go? We're just about to make it through to the Sector 2 split line here. And it is a 1 minute .546 for Poison. Oh, but he's not going to go pole. That is Poison done for. And now it's down to Hazer, the two Alpines, P2 and P3. And Mr. Poem is P4. Bad Boy and Usamatch also are culprits. Down in P16 and P17. It's all up for grabs here for pole. Hazer is coming away and rounding out to the line. Hazer is on pole position by just under 1/10 of a second ahead of Merck, who takes P2. 5 drivers failing to set at a time due to disqualifications or DNFs. But there you go, congratulations. Hazer on pole. And there you go, less than 1/10 of a second to Merck. Wow. And then Link's Piece just edging out Mr. Poem, who takes P4 in all fairness to him. Strong effort from him. Coffee, 5th fastest. P6, Russell Bolt. And you got Brewdog, Drac, SR Racing and Beast all in the top 10. Widget and Doug just behind with Glue, Bad Boy, Usamatch, Poison, DD Friend and Elyssi Christie down the order from P13 through to P18. Ah, they better not ready up on this occasion. If you didn't see the grid fully, I will go back to the race director and just show you. I will move off it quite quickly, but that is the grid order. And again, just going to move off it because people obviously will be changing their tyres, so I don't really want to be going full into detail on that until the race starts at the very least. Remember also no formation lap. So yeah. Let's go and get the chat up, see what's going on. At the moment is good evening to Bad Boy. Unfortunately, starting down the order tonight. But he does have the pace to get up there. Obviously, he is in one of the weaker cars, obviously. That is what you get when you're one of... Oh, are you joking me? Who? Who has readied up? think it might have been, by the sounds of it, I think it's Alicia Christie. On a personal basis, I would not. I mean, there you go, it's a safety car. Maybe we might need to. And maybe just decide that he won't be racing. I don't know. Surely. Maybe sometimes it can be good to do one-shot quali because it is only 25 past 8, thankfully. Right, just to confirm, it will be a red flag, it will be a restart, and it will be without Alicia Christie on this occasion. Right, let's make another lobby, unfortunately, frustrating as it is. I just hope somebody has got the grid order. Unless I have to change to my other Xbox account to get it. Right. Frustrating that we have to do all of this just... well, for a third time. That is... yeah, mad. See, I'm so used to changing that. Put that on. Lobby is open for people to join. I know one thing I had to do, change the equal performance. Again, I don't know why they didn't put the equal performance in the first page. In the lobby options, that's where it should be. Alright, let's start to send out the invites for a third time tonight. Because obviously we're not going to do another bloody restart, that's for sure. Glue. Oh, no point bloody inviting Glue, is there? Can't get in the lobby anyway. We're going to have to open it up for him to join. Right, so Glue now should be able to join it. And then once he's joined, we will close the lobby again. I don't know if anybody's put the grid order in the lounge, it would be helpful. Beast's been done, so we go Merc. Links. Ah, there you go, of course. Come on, Glue, you need to join, man, so I can close this lobby, please. Somebody tell Glue to get in, please. Longer he takes, the more likely a randomer will join, which would just hold up the race start. So Glue needs to get in quickly. Who needs an invite? Links needs another one. There you go, he's in now. Okay. Right. Hopefully through that no randomers joined, and that's at least one good thing, but still. The one-shot qualifying and it's 8:30. Right, now I need to start sorting out this grid. So again, has anybody put the grid in the lounge? If not, then I'm going to have to log into my other account. It doesn't look like they have. Well, that sucks. This will take a few minutes then. That would have definitely been a bit more helpful, but nobody has, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to log out. If I remember how to. Jesus. There. So I know one person has to join. I don't know who it is, however, because I'm now trying to focus on getting this all sorted out. What is my password? Hopefully it's this. Oh, it's not that. Well, that's brilliant. This is what I mean. It would have been much more easier if somebody had already put it in. But nobody did, so they just wanted it to take more time. Pretty much, but one more person still has to join. I don't know who it is, but somebody needs to invite that person. And now we can sort out the grid. If anybody's starting to ready up now, then that's ridiculous. They shouldn't be starting to ready up. Right, where are my photos at? That's from 6 days ago. That won't do any good. They still haven't updated on my thing. Somebody else needs to get them in the lounge. I don't have the quality results on mine. So somebody needs to send them in the lounge, otherwise we can't go. No one sends in the quality results, and we're just going to have to go based on exactly this. Because nobody wants to send them in for me. So, you know. If somebody doesn't send them in, we can't do anything, guys. So, if you guys want to go, then we'll have to do what's needed. I don't know why it didn't save on my phone though. What? How did it not save? Why is it from 6 days ago? Again, no, I can't do much. Where was... I know Merc was up somewhere. Was he P2? I think he was. I know Mr. P was up, but I don't know where exactly, around P3, P4-ish, I think. I think Coffee was up there as well. The people can... I'd rather have it people can genuinely... Up to P14 is fine, it's better than nothing. And then we can just do those at the back. I know Poison was last, I believe. Which, to be fair, that might be a good thing. But P1 to P14 is better than nothing. So please do send that in. Yeah, all these people saying they were this position. Hang on. I need to go to the top. So not Widget. Hazer was genuinely P1. I need Bad Boy to do that. Brewdog said he was P7. But again, the issue is we kind of need to know where exactly we're from P2, P3, etc. Drax said he was P8. So that makes it a bit easier. He starts directly behind Brewdog. P10 was Beast. Okay, so... I don't imagine Bad Boy was in between. Link's P3. Okay, so he's well up the field. So that's the top 3 done. Mr. P I'm going to put ahead. I think SR Racing dropped lower, I believe. So that's what I'm having at the moment. Doug P12. Okay. Bolt P6. So that'll put you up, that'll put you up, and that'll put you up. Usamatch was not P1. Okay, that's top 14. So you got Links, Poem, Coffee. Yep, top 5, top 6, top 7, top 8 are done. SR Racing. Oh, we did get higher. You got P9. Nice. So the top 10 are correct. Widget P11, Doug P12. We had a Bad Boy. Oh yeah, he got P14. P13 is Glue, which means Bad Boy gets P14. So then the bottom 3 are sort of... I'm not certain on where the bottom 3 start. It's just DD Friend, Usamatch and Poison. But I don't know who's starting where out of those 3. I don't know if anybody's saying anything in the chat, to be fair. I haven't read it. Haha, you're funny, aren't you, Pesci? You'll go slow, I promise. DD Friend, Usamatch and Poison. Okay, so it is correct. Right. There you go, that is the grid set, and we can go. It wouldn't surprise me if I go on my comms account and it actually starts saying that it has... Oh, it hasn't even loaded yet. Oh well, we can go though. The grid is set. Yeah, that driver is Poison, funnily enough. It would have easily been Poison and Pesci in the AlphaTauri. The thing is though, you've got quite a few of the top runners in tier 1 all trying to drive in this tier. So obviously they're gonna get the weakest cars no matter what. I mean, some may argue Mr. P might be lucky to get in the Alfa Romeo. But again, when you've got genuinely very quick drivers, it's still quite tricky to judge everyone exactly where they should be. But literally in this tier, tonight you've got Hazer, you've got Poison. Bolt still pretty solid, and he's in a Williams, which is the 6th best car out of 10. Is it the 6th? No, 7th, sorry, I lied. 7th best car, but still a solid tier 1 driver. You've got Merck, who's on the podium. He's in the Alpine, 6th best team. And you've got Usamatch, Lynx, Drac, very good driver. Poem, Bad Boy, still quick, all very quick. So it's not too easy to get the tier 1s in the right seats, but yeah. Pretty much every week, I remember from doing the 100% tier, we've had the 10 tier 1 drivers all fill those seats up. But then again, coming to think of it, before, I believe it would have been tier, it would have been 8 seats, I believe, available. Or was it? Hang on, no. No, it would have been 12 seats. But realistically, we would have used 10, but McLaren would have been used instead of Alpine. But obviously, the game have since updated the McLaren car, so they are now one of the quickest. They are fourth quickest, roughly. They're in and around the Mercedes level. So it's pretty close between themselves, Mercedes and Aston Martin, really. Maybe a surprise though, Ferrari are genuinely quite comfortably second best behind the Red Bulls. So a little bit of a surprise for me in a way. Anyways, we're back. Hopefully this one won't be an immediate start. Fingers crossed. I don't think I've ever done a third lobby, so hopefully that's crazy. 3 lobbies for a race. That's mad. That's poor, to be honest. But hopefully the race will live up. And maybe it was a good thing having one-shot quali based on the number of times we've had to restart tonight. Imagine we'd done full quali and we had to do 3 restarts. We wouldn't be starting the race till 10 o'clock. Okay, to be fair, we wouldn't do 3 restarts if we'd done full quali, obviously. Right, it looks like people may be behaving themselves a little bit better. Oh, it genuinely does. People are actually behaving themselves now. Wow. Okay. That's good to see, at least. So obviously one-shot quali is done. Hazer and Merck on the front row. Who will end up coming away with the victory is the question for this evening's race. And obviously safety cars are on standard, which, to be fair, at a track like Jeddah, you imagine a safety car could come out maybe a few times. Because sometimes it comes out just for people losing their front wings. And obviously we hope that the run down into turn 1 is relatively clean without much contact. That is what you always hope for. Fingers crossed tonight. You know what? I'm pretty sure it's gone over the 3 minutes, guys. Oh wait, no, that was after one-shot quali. Sorry, my mistake. I just realised it wasn't one-shot quali again. Yeah, it is a 5-minute break, isn't it? So never mind. Yeah, we will have to just go over this safety car glitch again, unfortunately. Right, so I believe we've got a minute to go until the race starts here at Jeddah. And it will be interesting to see how things plan out, especially at the front of the field with Poison coming through, Bad Boy coming through as well. They're starting in the bottom 2, I believe. Our DD friend just ahead in the Red Bull, of course. So you've got the 2 sister cars amongst the back 3 runners here. But let's see how this race will go. So it's now 20:43. We're going at 20:44. So we just got to wait a final few seconds here at the desert of Jeddah. 20:44 is now the time. And it is time to ready up. Given that drivers have been overly eager tonight to ready up, I'm sure they've readied up by now. It'd be a bit silly not to have readied up by now, given how eager everybody has been tonight. Let's see. I'm just waiting for that ticker to start for the 10-second countdown. Again, though, I do believe this game removing that 30-second countdown feature for spectators was a pretty large mistake that they made, actually. because it makes the commentary just a little bit harder. But anyways, the ticker has started for the 10-second countdown, and we will be getting ready here at the desert. It's 1 light, it's 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. And get your popcorn out. We are underway. What happened to the leader though? I thought Lynx had made a jump start, but clearly not. And his car is laggy. Very, very laggy is Lynx Piece. Oh my god. No wonder why. But Lynx Piece is now P4, but he's moving all over the place. But Hazer, Merc and Poem get away well. As Coffee looks for a move on Lynx, I get the impression that overtaking Lynx will be difficult, as something has happened further down the field with SR Racing and potentially Beast involved as well. Both losing wings. Speaking of which, Usamatch in the Haas has lost his entire front wing. Dramatic scenes here. Early on in the 100% tier, Usamatch, Beast and SR Racing struggling on lap 1. Glue further back has dug for company, and going through the middle was Usamatch, or trying to. And so far the two Ferraris are just struggling a little bit. The Mercedes still in there, and the Haas as well. And there's DNF, there's Drac and Brewdog are both out. And chaos has emerged in the 100% tier. Unbelievable here at Jeddah. The cars are parked to the side of the track. And there is somebody who was struggling further back, and it was Coffee as well, who's dropped to P14. Wow, what has happened? Well, we were expecting a safety car, but I've got to say, for me personally, from my personal experience, that is one of the worst first laps that I've seen in a long, long time in this league. I think in the last... I mean, obviously you had, Tajani down the inside at Austria, but that was a genuine mistake, and there was only one driver as well, really. There weren't too many other drivers at play. But for lap 1, it looks like we've had maybe about 3 collisions, possibly. That's really poor. That is crazy bad. Yeah, these drivers will need to fix up their driving. But sadly, we've lost Destroyer, Drac and Brewdog from this race. And, again, frustrating to see. Obviously, they'll send in their clips. Because I'm pretty certain it was not a DNF due to going into a wall. I do believe it must have been contact with another driver. So the question is now, who will be deemed at fault? We shall see at the end of the race, because obviously I've not seen it back. The incident I'm talking about. And in fact, we didn't really see the incident at all between any of the drivers. Well, either way, we can go through the grid at least. One benefit, I suppose. And it is Hazer and Merc holding position. Mr. P up 1 spot ahead of Lynx, who was DNF'd. I don't know if he's DNF'd because he knows his car is laggy. That may have been the reason, because I do not see his car on the track. Actually, I lied. They're going past this car now. But he has DNF, so sadly Lynx is also out of the race, but he was lagging quite a lot. So I presume that's the reason. So, yeah, Brewdog unfortunately leaving as well. I don't know if Lynx was aware that he was lagging, or if he only did it because other drivers were maybe lagging a lot around him. If that's the case, then yeah. But wow, it has been a chaotic start so far. I mean, I've not got too many words to say. But yeah, frustrating. Wait, I'm just reading what's going on in the lounge. Hang on, what's going on? Brewdog said a car spun in front of him. Okay. Interesting things, but yeah. Anyways, obviously, any incidents, and we'll get to it. Oh wait, there you go, Drac. Coffee lost it in the hairpin. He didn't ghost. Brewdog couldn't avoid him, he lost, and then I couldn't avoid both, as both couldn't go, so I DNF2. Ouch. That sounds painful. Well, at least, I mean, if it's effectively a spin, I would much rather hear that it was a spin of a driver that causes a DNF rather than a collision, effectively. But it is unfortunate. Was that... Wait. Trying to think. Was that nearly hairpin? Because I can't even remember now how... That was so long back. It might... Unless it was just after... Was it just after the hairpin? Or, I thought it was just before, though. I thought it might have been the right left before the hairpin. Right here, where we are now. Oh yeah, is it because of that inside wall there? I'm not gonna lie, that inside wall is pretty horrible. Just after. I don't know if you want to get the track map up and you can tell me which corner it is, because then it's a lot easier to go by. But by the sound of it, anyway, safety car is in the slap, so we'll go to the front with Hazer, who will of course slow down the pace, and I will turn on the telemetry for somebody to ready and go. So we'll wait on Hazer's decision to go. Of course, he will be warming up these tyres, and once he is gone, we will turn off the telemetry again. But everybody will be maxed out in their ERS now. And maybe some of them may have decided to save the fuel as well. So we're going to wait, and he's looking to power it down now. And away he goes for the race lead. Hazer comes in for Merc Poem, Bolt and Bad Boy, who has made an incredible start, as has Poison. TV Friend in the Red Bull up to P7. Flying starts for the trio who started at the back of the field. And here comes Poison, making a move down inside into turn 1. Poison on Bad Boy and overtaking the Alfa Romeo. But he stick at it, and Poison makes his way through, running a little bit wide. But the AlphaTauri into the top 5, ahead of Bad Boy now. And he has got a chance to pass Russell Bolt in the next couple of laps. And we'll see if he can close the gap towards your top 3 runners. Bolt just starting to lose a little bit of pace to the top 3. The gap at 9/10 of a second. He'll want to stay in 1 second range as Usamatch is now out. It's another safety car. I've got a picture of the safety car coming out very nicely there in front of SR Racing. Another safety car. Usamatch out, and again I'm hoping that it was not an incident. I'm hoping that it was maybe his own mistake. Just after the turn 13 hairpin. So what around would that been between, was that on the exit? On the exit of turn 13? Was that where it was then? That makes a bit of sense, I suppose. May have just wanted to get the power down a little bit early on colder tyres, I suppose, yeah. But yeah, Usamatch has lost it through the S's as well, so I get the impression if he lost it through the S's, then that must have been driver error, you would presume. Because not too many want to go side by side through the S's here at Jeddah. And again, not many times you want to go side by side with anyone through any S's at all. But there you go. So we've got Hazer now, went out in the lead. When will anybody decide, you know what, we're going to box? Who is going to make that first call? Because nobody has done it yet. What tyres has everybody started on? Poison started on softs. Most around him are on mediums, except for P9 Doug and P13 SR Racing. 4 cars and 2 laps, I know. Crazy. People not getting used to the standard damage. I think they need to. They're lucky it's not simulation. They would not be able to hack simulation damage here. If they're struggling this badly with standard damage, imagine if it was simulation. Crikey. So the one with the freshest tyres is still SR Racing. Coffee could have made a decision to pit. And don't forget, I do imagine a lot of people would have gone too soft, too medium, too hard. But then some may have decided, you know what, we want the extra set of medium or the extra set of soft if they can get one. But normally you have that option to go 2 sets of each once you have that lobby restart. So I get the impression that's what the majority of them did. Usamatch hit the back of Widget because Widget slowed down too much. Okay. But that's through the S's, right? And obviously don't forget Widget is a tier 3 driver naturally, so he's likely going to have to brake a little bit more than a tier 1 driver would anyway. Getting flashbacks with Beast behind me here. Wait. Why? Hang on. What happened? Wait, what? What, from lap 1? Or what had happened? Was it from lap 1? Because I didn't quite see what had happened further back. So we do have another lap under the safety car. Just going to wait on the Mercedes of SR Racing to catch back up as Glue, he overtook because he's going into the pit. So the first pit stop will be made under this safety car, and it is going to be Glue getting rid of his mediums. What tyre will he go for? And he's going to go for the hard compound of tyre. So Glue switching it up, dropping to P13, but on the hard tyres now. And again, he's now on the freshest tyres with SR Racing and the Mercedes just ahead of him with 2 laps older on his hard compound tyre. But it is still Hazer leading, which he has done ever since the start of this event. With Merc and Poem also up there in the top 3, Bolt P4. Those top 4 have been in and around those positions since the start of the event, but Poison, Bad Boy and DD Friend are 3 that have worked their way through the field. A lot of it due to carnage, it's fair to say, but they've worked their way up to P5, P6 and P7. Got a little bit of fortune from that, that's for sure. A little bit of luck, but that's what you need sometimes. And that is what those 3 drivers have received here at Jeddah. So we'll see what Poison can do in particular. Can he come back to effectively win this event? We shall find out. That's amazing. A lot of people not liking this track in the 100% tier, it seems. So many of them have been struggling. Makes a bit of sense, I suppose, though. It is a tough track, naturally. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't quite get a response on it, but I'm surprised the safety car stayed out for an extra lap, actually. Given that was the 3rd lap, so people must have been really preparing for that, but now they're going to have to prepare even more. But they will know the safety car will certainly be in on this lap. That's Glue just seemingly taking it quite easy on the main straight. Thank you for the follow to Mr. Drops. Hang on, Mr. Drop Shot. I was going to say Mr. Drops Hot. I guess, but either one works. But anyways, thank you very much for the follow there. So basically, it's the 100% tier race that we do every Friday. Unfortunately, we've already lost 4 drivers. But not much of it seems to be from actual collisions, though, which is a genuinely good thing. But it's Hazer leading the way. Hopefully we'll see some good battling over the next few laps, because we do not want non-stop safety cars. I still remember one race we did at Baku, I believe it was. Was it last season? On the was it on the old game, I believe. It may have even been this game. But either way, it was non-stop. No, it was last season, because it was a short season. It was non-stop safety cars at Baku for any anything that happened. If you'd lost a little bit of your wing, boom, safety car. Every DNF, boom, safety car. It was mental, that one. But that was, what, a few months ago now, I feel. So, at least it's not, hopefully it's not back to that sort of thing, but we need to wait for that safety car to be called back into the pit lane, which, fingers crossed, it shall be returning this lap. And there you go, we have got the call, safety car in this lap. And now we'll be seeing when Hazer will go. We'll turn on the telemetry once more, just to keep watch of his throttles. And there you go, Merc, Poem, Bolt and Poison all closing that gap. So you've got Hazer returning to UFRL this season. And obviously still looking for his first win, but he's got 2 podiums already since his return. Mr. Poem, double world champion from Season 5 in Tier 1 and the International Tier. You've got Merc, who was, of course, your 100% tier champion last season, stealing it from Poison due to Poison not racing for the final few events. And now, it does seem like Bad Boy and DD Friend did have a little something, but Bad Boy is up ahead, and now we're back underway, and Mr. Poem has had a quick start and a quick getaway, and trying to draw alongside, can't quite make it, but down the inside goes Bad Boy, and batting and side by side with Poison, through turns 1 into 2, and now we go beyond, through into turn 4, and it does seem like the AlphaTauri has just got the edge on Bad Boy, who's trying to stay competitive here with the AlphaTauri driver. Realistic cars as well. They're coming through the field now, through the bends, round at turns 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And there you go, the Alfa Romeo getting a little bit sketchy on the curb as well, which is very easy. Oh, he's into the wall. What has happened to Bad Boy? Unbelievable. That was a bad move. That was a bad move there. But hopefully he's going to keep it together. Might have just been a little bit of desync or lag, whatever had happened though. But he definitely seemed to go into the wall, at least from what we could see, and he has lost a little bit of time as a result. Whilst further down the field, you've got Doug tracking down the Red Bull of DD Friend, and further up, Poison now is closing towards Bolt, whilst Merc is taking the challenge and bringing it close towards the AlphaTauri of Hazer. Realistic cars will ensure the Alpine will be quicker, the Alfa Romeo will be quicker as well than the AlphaTauri, but here comes a shot, here on lap 8, the first time Hazer may be overtaking this event, maybe by Merc, who goes round the outside, round at turn 27, and he's going to try and complete the move here, side by side come Hazer and Merc. Has he got the move done? He will go round the outside, Poem will follow suit, and Poem will switch to the inside. It's 3 wide going into turn 1, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri and Alpine, and the AlphaTauri edges ahead. It's Hazer there, but down on the inside was Rusted Bolt, who pulls alongside Poem. Poem stays ahead, they've all lost time towards Hazer, and Poem down the inside on Merc with an unbelievable move, and through goes Poison on Bolt. And he's still going at it, and with Bad Boy in the picture as well, the top 6 are tracking and tracing, and Poison stays ahead of Bad Boy, couldn't quite make it on Bolt, but off goes Merc, and a chance now for Poison. Hazer overtaken by Poem, and down the inside goes Poison on Bolt. They're still side by side through the hairpin. Unbelievable event here, and Poison gets the move done, and job done, and up into the top 4 on the soft compound tyre. Brilliantly done, and Hazer now battling his way with Poem up the field, and challenging for P1. Can he get himself back into the lead? He's been leading since lap 1 effectively, despite almost being overtaken by Merc and Poem on the previous lap. He has now been overtaken by Poem, but he's going to go back for the race lead. Watch out as we head down through into turn 26 and 27 once more. And there you go, we're just going to wait for the DRS to get activated again. But here comes Hazer around the outside into turn 27. But Poem stays ahead, and oh, I don't think Merc was expecting it, but Merc had to dive out of the way to avoid any contact with Hazer. Hazer stays ahead. Merc now will be under threat from Poison. Hazer will potentially go for the race lead round the outside on Poem, and they can go side by side, and they will go side by side through turns 1, 2 and 3, and they continue to scrap here into turn 4, and the Alfa Romeo edges ahead, and into turn 4, Mr. Poem back into the race lead here. Poison still all over the rear of Merc as well, and a top 6 face battle again here, and we'll go back towards Hazer. yellow flags further back. Not 100% certain who it was, as Bad Boy takes Bolt as well. And round the outside goes Bad Boy. Bolt maybe in a little bit of trouble, but he re-overtakes Bad Boy whilst Poison sends it and makes the move on Merc. Merc trying to fight it back, but unable to do so. We've got an AlphaTauri 2 and 3 with Hazer just ahead of Poison. And Poison making his return into the lead return to the league, is wanting to make a return to the race lead as well for the first time. Probably since he last raced in the 100% tier, in all fairness. A lovely overshot here, heading round the bends through into turns 25, 26 and 27 now. And again, the AlphaTauri is wanting to switch things up. Round the outside will go Hazer. Poison tries to follow Poem on the inside line, and has Poem got it ahead of his rival here. Coming through, Hazer leads, but Poison and Poem side by side. There will be a chance for one of them to lead. Poison, however, has effectively been blocked off by his teammate. Poem goes through, and Poem is there. Merc on the inside has the result ahead of Bad Boy and DD Friend. Maybe a little bit of contact between them, squabbling with Rusted Bolt in there as well. DD Friend showing some pace in that Red Bull to edge out ahead, but the Alfa Romeo of Bad Boy is just ahead of Bolt. And he stays ahead into turn 4. We're going to go back up towards a battle involving the AlphaTauris here. And they've got Mr. Poem just ahead, Merc just behind. It is now a 4-way battle for the race lead. Poem, Poison, Hazer, Merc. The two AlphaTauris battling with an Alfa Romeo and an Alpine here. Who will come out on top here at Jeddah? We've still got plenty of laps remaining, 40 in total, I believe. And now they're going to continue to scrap away with things. I may need to think about moving down towards Bad Boy because he's closing that gap quickly towards DD Friend. We will just stick right now with those in the top 4. And again, a beautiful bird's eye view here. The shot is lovely. And now we'll see if any overtakes can be made. And we will be approaching once more turn 27, which is normally a fan favourite for an overtaking opportunity. And Poison will not move away from that. And now he'll go round the outside on the Alfa Romeo. And through goes Poison into the race lead. He has done a last the first challenge, and we're on lap 11. But Poem, of course, will get DRS to boot. Now, can Poem return to the race lead? He's all over Poison, and round the outside the Alfa Romeo goes, and he makes the move stick. Whilst Hazer's thinking about a move down the inside, but he pulls out and stays in P3. Further down the field, Bad Boy re-overtaking the Red Bull of DD Friend, with Rusted Bolt for company, thinking about the move on the Red Bull, but he has to hold off. And DD Friend just edging out ahead of Rusted Bolt. 3 drivers very close together there. Glue also is tracking down Doug, who's just trying to stay within a second of Coffee right now. Glue is on the freshest tyres of all on the track. And we'll go back to the race leaders here as Bad Boy picks up the first time penalty. 3 seconds for the Alfa Romeo in P5. He is still battling with DD Friend and Rusted Bolt. Speaking of which, Rusted Bolt has now overtaken DD Friend. And they're going side by side round a hairpin. Quite impressive, but Bolt has got the move on the Red Bull done. And up into the top 6 now, and of course he's well within that 30-second range of Bad Boy. So it's effectively a top 5 spot now for Bolt, but unfortunately those 3 have lost a lot of time to your race leaders, which we'll go back towards, heading round into turn 22. And of course, that's not normally what you would expect for an overtake. Whilst Hazer, though, is very much keen on an overtake here. And he will try and bypass his teammate. And this will make things interesting. Poison following the same line. Hazer did make a different line, but stays away from the move. Poison may have hit the wall. I do believe his car made contact with the wall there. So is Poison in any front wing trouble at all? We will find out. Standard damage means he may be okay, but they're going 4 in a row here at Jeddah as Bad Boy. Oh my god. Bad Boy just making an incredible move all the way from the left side of the track to the right side of the track. And again, I believe he's hit the wall. He has hit the wall. And Bad Boy, how has he survived that crash? That is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I believe he made a mistake before then, because that was a dangerous move that he did into turn 1 when he went full left to full right. But he's now lost his front wing. Bad Boy is out of the running here for the win unless something happens. But he's retired. So Bad Boy is out. He obviously lost his front wing, but was he still pushing through around the S's. Not a place you'd expect somebody to push once they have lost their wing. And maybe Bad Boy was trying to do that. So Bad Boy is out. We've got a safety car. And now the strategy game will get interesting. Surely you're thinking, wherever you are, you're thinking about pitting. Glue may be one to stay out, you know. He's on 7-lap old hards. SR Racing could take a risk, maybe. Coffee, 11 laps on his mediums, may think that he needs to pit as well. But I'm looking at Glue and SR Racing in particular. They could both decide to take a risk, really, and stay out. We shall see, but we'll see what happens into the pit lane. We'll, of course, check on with the Alfa Romeo of Mr. Poem first. Will he box or will he stay out? He will stay out. And as will Merck. So they will be the two leaders then. Poem and Merck. Hazer and Poison, 2 Alpha Tauris, both pitting. Will Poison lose out here? Well, I think this is a mistake from... I mean, Hazer's kind of damaged his teammate quite a lot, I've got to say. Because Poison on soft tyres was always going to box. He's lost a little bit of time. Has he lost any positions as a result? He may be okay. Is he okay? He is just ahead of Bolt. There you go. He's got away with it there. But Poison is out on P7. I did say Glue may stay out. SR Racing may stay out. Beast has also stayed out. So you've still got those runners in the game. Coffee's gone for a set of soft tyres. Maybe just trying to offset the chance, really, of just sticking with the race leaders. He's got some pace, obviously. Again, he's in the Alpine, but he is a Tier 1 driver. So we'll see what Coffee can do on those soft tyres. But the top 5 have all opted to stay out. And we'll see what they can do on their older, medium and hard tyres. It will not be too easy for those drivers, but they'll hope, really, that the likes of Hazer and Poison and Bolt and Coffee as well, maybe DD Friend, he's shown some good pace tonight. Those drivers, they're hoping, will get stuck in a little bit of traffic from the likes of the Mercedes, the Red Bull and the Ferrari behind them. But obviously, it will be a few laps before the safety car does come into the pit lane, so we shall have to wait for that one. Yeah, trying to think back to last week's race. It was at Bahrain, I do believe, if I recall correctly. And having a look at the results from last week, obviously a couple of drivers tonight, Poison being one of them, did not race. Destroyer Drac took the victory at Bahrain, an amazing performance, but sadly he's not going to follow that up because he has had a DNF. Hazer was second place down at Bahrain, and now he is currently P6, has pitted, so he is the lead driver of those who box. He was leading also before that safety car came in, as SR Racing and Glue are deciding to box now. They didn't stay out. Okay, that's an interesting call, but they have both opted to make a pit stop. Mediums on for Glue, softs on for SR Racing, so it now means only Poem, Merc and Beast head over Hazer, Poison, Bolt and Coffee. Also DD Friend, I think it's fair to say, involved somewhat in these battles as well. I still think DD Friend did well to keep up really with those those drivers he was battling with. Taking into account again, he is a Tier 3 driver. So obviously I know he's in one of the quicker cars, but still, well, the quickest effectively. Still done very well to stick it out with drivers like Rusted Bolt. He was also around Bad Boy as well. So yeah, to stick it out with Bolt and Bad Boy, very nicely done. And now his new challenge will be, can he keep up with Lowe's ahead of him? That will be tricky on the hard tyres, no doubt about it. Anyways, I'm just going to go back through the rest of the results from last week. So actually, Usamatch was on the podium. Again, he has DNF'd in this event. Merck P4, currently P2. Obviously he will need to pit, but then again everybody still needs to pit unless you're on hard. You may want to risk it to the end. If I was them, I probably wouldn't give it a try. Speedy Bullet not racing tonight. He finished P5. Solid performance from the American. Mr. Poem, well actually no, hang on, I lied, because Poem actually finished P6, but he got a time penalty removed. So effectively Poem was actually on the podium, and that was ahead of Usamach, Merck and Speedy Bullet as well. Anyways, we're going to go back to racing here, and back underway comes Mr. Poem. And we'll turn off the telemetry, and all over the rear now, Hazer on UFRL Beast, and will the AlphaTauri go down the inside into turn 1? Side by side they come, and I believe the move will be done here. And Hazer making the move, of Beast also under threat now, and Poison making his way through, Beast slipping, and I believe into the wall. The Red Bull must have gone into the wall there. He's losing a lot of places as a result, and he's lost his entire front wing now. And side by side go the two Ferraris as well, and PRV Widget just ahead of Glue in what was a very close attempt here. Oh, that's PRV Widget just running a little bit of track, which may give Glue somewhat of a chance, along with SR Racing obviously on the soft tyres further back, to try for a move as Mr. Poem is now out. And Mr. Poem is out, and that will be another full course safety car. And that is what, is that the third or the fourth safety car we've had this evening? That is quite something, I've got to say. I think we should have done it on reduced safety cars, though. I'll be honest, but then again, would it have made a difference? That's crazy. Another safety car. Yeah, I think reduced safety car may be the best way to have gone. To be completely honest, but then again, with how many DNFs we've had, which is a lot, a ridiculous amount really of DNFs. Obviously a couple of them was not driver error, but a few of them have been driver error. And I do just wonder if that second AlphaTauri was a driver error potentially as well. I know Bad Boys obviously was. Usamach I do believe was as well. And Lynx possibly. So the last 4 DNFs may have all been genuinely driver error. Bulldogs was, you could argue, driver error as well, based on it being him slipping. So from what I'm seeing, the only one who has not actually had a driver error was Destroyer Jack, who obviously just got unfortunately DNF'd as a result of the Brewdog spin. Coffee, I believe, got involved there as well. As Beast has DNF'd in the pit lane. We're down to 10 drivers. How can we do Monaco if these drivers cannot do Jeddah? Oh, Dougie has received a penalty. 5-second penalty for Doug for ignoring the yellow flags. And now I wonder if he's planning on going into the pit lane. It would have been smart to do, but he's decided not to take the smart option. Getting a 5-second time penalty under the safety car, you might as well just box to get rid of it. Because he does realise the next time he pits, he has to serve that 5 seconds. Oh, I lied. Coffee is now out. That's 9 drivers. What is going on? How can we have 9 drivers? That is ridiculous. Wait, so he went off track? I mean, but if he went off track, it wouldn't... It would let you overtake him, right? So it should have just let you overtake him unless he had returned to the track at the point of you overtaking him. That would be different, to be fair. But under safety car, I mean, realistically, I don't think you should really be trying to overtake them unless they're letting you through. Alright, safety car is back in. We've got about just over half the drivers remaining. Crikey, let's have a better second half. Well, we've not even reached the second half of the race. That's how embarrassing that is. Right, got 33 laps to go. We cannot afford to have another DNF. And I've got to say, people like, well, Hazer doesn't really want to. Bolt, Merck, these guys want to battle for the title. Poison, obviously, if he gets a full-time seat, will be up there as well. So I imagine you might get 4 of these drivers still racing have a chance. I'm so sorry to Doug on that. That sounds horrible not to include Doug on that, but 4 drivers most likely have a chance of the title here. Doug taking a very narrow inside line, but anyways, going into this race, Hazer and Poison 1 and 2. Rusted Bolt still in there. Merck now going for the soft tyre, so he's going to really be pushing for the moves. And speaking of which, he's got the move on DD Friend. Has he been able to hold it? Yes, he has. And now Merck ahead of DD Friend, ahead of Glue. And now going side by side. This is not the place to go for a move. So I want to say to that Ferrari, but Glue has got the overtake done. But it's really compromised DD Friend's line. I did think that move from Glue, for me, I think I would have liked to have seen him just hold out, as Merck now is trying to overtake PRV Widget, and this is for a move into the top 5. So we'll just stick with the Alpine here. He'll be fully aware that he can't afford a mistake. He'll need to get through on Widget when he can, but he can't take too many risks. Being on the soft tyres, though, he will need to get this move. Is he going to go for it here? A very tricky place to overtake on, but he's going to go down the inside. Quite an unexpected battle, and he's gone through. And there you go into turn 22. He's got the job, well, a move done. And Merck now up into the top 5. And further the field of 2 AlphaTauri is going side by side. Hazer ahead of Poison. Has Hazer still got the race lead? Poison has moved, very much moved his car. But he is now on the rear of Hazer. He's going to go down the inside. A 1:32.7 for the fastest lap. And now Poison goes down the inside on Hazer and up into the race lead. I'm sure they'll be watching out for the soft tyres of Merck, who obviously boxed under that safety car. 3 laps on the softs now. He will need to pit once more. But then again, everybody else needs to pit again. Now we'll be hoping that there's no more... Well, if there's no more safety cars, it would make the strategy very interesting between a lot of these drivers. The 2 AlphaTauri is continuing to run away now, with Rusted Bolt not quite keeping up, Doug not keeping up, but Merck certainly does have the pace right now to keep pace with the 2 AlphaTauris out in front, but he will need to get the move done on Doug when he can. Doug did close the gap towards Rusted Bolt at 1 second. But we will just stick here, or we will actually maybe think about dropping down. The two Ferraris going at it once more. PRV, Widget and Glue. Of course, just going well beyond the hairpin now. And down the inside will go PRV, Widget. And he just stays ahead. And Glue, is he going to be able to recover this position and get back up into the top 6? You made a mistake. Yep, that's unfortunate. Right, still sticking with this. The two Ferraris side by side now. And this will be heading into turn 27. It does look like Widget is still out ahead. Glue will try and get the traction and the throttle down and go for another overtake. As Poison still ahead of Hazer into turn 1. So Poison still remains P1. But here we go with the two Ferraris. With Glue thinking about it round the outside. But he will stay in behind his teammate. Widget still ahead of Glue. And into the pits goes Diddy Friend. The Red Bull getting rid of his hard compound tyre. So the two Ferraris are still going at it. And also you've got Merc in behind, challenging currently with Doug. He really just want to get himself up into the top 4. But it will be a big challenge for Doug to hold on to this position. He goes onto the inside. And Merc goes round the outside. And through goes the Alpine. Up into the top 4. And can he get soft tyres to work enough in his challenge with the top 3 drivers? But up into 4th place now goes Merc. And we'll go back to the race leaders because Hazer is going to try and go round the outside. Again, a bit unexpectedly. Hazer does go through. And that was heading round turns 19 and 20. As off track goes Poison. And that will be a warning for Poison as a result as well. I'm sure of that. A track limits warning for Poison, but he goes back overtaking Hazer. Very lucky Poison. Didn't hit any of the wall there in his discovery of another part of the track. As into the wall goes Hazer. He's lost some of his wing. That's Poison, in fact. It was Poison. Hazer continues. Poison into the pit. And the reserve of Poison has retired from the race. He lost his wing. And now the full course safety car is out again. 8 drivers remain, and sadly, there's a collision between SR Racing and PRV Widget. When they say a severe collision, that often means it was minor contact. Down to 8 drivers, and we have not completed half of this race. That's mental. 5-second time penalty to SR Racing. Now that's for a collision, but this race has gone, well, it's quite poor, to be honest. Poison saying he didn't slow down in the pits enough. Oh gosh. Right, so let's see what everyone does. Of course, Diddy Friend has boxed again, and it is for medium tyres. But none of these guys have boxed. So Hazer, Bolt, Merc, Doug, Glue, SR Racing, PRV Widget. They'll be taking home some solid points, as will Diddy Friend. Obviously, I know he's only reserving. But 6 of the 8 drivers are full-time, so they will be taking some good points in their potential championship hunt. They've just got to stay in the race. Just got to stay in the race. It's that simple. Well, go and buy this race. Maybe it's not simple. Maybe it's the most challenging thing on earth to stay in a 100% race at Jeddah, because none of these drivers have been capable of doing it. Let's have some banter. Well, we're going to wait for something to happen. And we'll wait for DD Friend to catch up. Into the pits do go the 2 Mercedes, Doug and SR Racing. Does SR Racing get out ahead of DD Friend? I don't think he will. No, so even though he's on soft, he's now behind. And what, I don't know what's happened to the two Ferraris as well. But Widget is now ahead of Glue. I don't know if it was like that before. Let's go back up to the race leaders then. So sticking with Hazer and Bolt, I do believe we'll get another lap under the safety car. The thing is though, we've actually had some decent racing. It's not like the racing has been poor. It's just drivers have been struggling to keep it within the walls. Or in one case, between the safety car wall, apparently. But yeah. So the racing itself has actually been good, to be fair. Race leaders have been going side by side a lot of the time. But the problem has been, again, what are two Ferraris doing? They love a switcheroo, don't they? Oh, that's why they love a switcheroo. Glue's into the pits and he's going to go... What should we go for? Bit of bingo. He's going for softs. Is he going to go for softs? Get in! 1-0. He's going for soft. That's a goal, lads. Glue has gone for soft tyres. I'm taking that one. I'm not going to make a prediction again because I'm taking the 1-0. There you go. That's all now. That's it. Stream over. I've won the bingo. That's it. 1-0. I'm taking the victory. But in terms of what else can happen now, so we've still got Merck on the mediums, obviously did just pit as well. So all of those in the bottom 5 want to catch up now. So who's got the best chance? I mean, Merck will try and take those mediums to the end if he can, and to be fair, 26 laps to go. The chance, also take into account there may still be more safety cars. Fingers crossed there won't be, of course. I can imagine everybody's got plenty of fuel remaining. You could have underfueled your car as light as possible and you'd still have enough fuel to get to the end. Yeah, it makes it quite interesting what can happen here. Right, and we are back underway then. So, Hazer, Bolt, Widget, Merck, Doug in the top 5, and all have got a gap onto the Red Bull as Bolt getting close to the AlphaTauri into turn 1 and now beyond through into turn 4 now. And Hazer still got that race lead. What about further back as Doug just closing the gap towards Merck. Of course, he did actually battle and the Alpine got through before the safety car, but Doug now on the better tyres, the softs versus the mediums. This will give Doug a greater opportunity. And now Doug has actually, and Doug and Merck have both put Widget under pressure. As Merck, for a moment, I thought he was going to go for the move on Widget, but he's still keeping pace here with the Ferrari. And again, Merck can probably go to the end here. Could consider that Merck has the best chance without a safety car. Merck doesn't have the best chance to take a win now. If he goes mediums to the very end, as Merck still trying to dive and dart his car round the Ferrari here and round into turn 22. And I do believe Widget just staying ahead, but now the challenge will be in turn 27, as here comes a chance for Doug as well, and DD Friend closing it. Bolt and Hazer trading places at the front, and here I thought for a moment Merc was going to go for it. But as you can see, Bolt now in the race lead for the first time tonight, and now here we go. We're going to have to go back towards the race leaders. Or are we? Yellow flags, it's full glue. Into the race lead, Bolt still ahead of Hazer. Merc and Doug are the two drivers trying to battle out, and they are ahead of PRV Widget. So both Merc and Doug on the better tyres, the freshest tyres of those up the field, are now both into the top 4. Merc now will close the gap towards Rusted Bolt and Hazer. Got to say he's in a very good position now, and I do expect Merc will catch up to the top 2 relatively quickly. But now we're going back on board with the AlphaTauri, back towards Hazer, and he's going to go round the outside into the hairpin. Or is he? Because I do think Bolt can hold it. But Hazer again is trying. He's trying, and he's keeping to go. And here comes Merc with another chance as well. But Hazer keeping at it down the inside. And there you go. Hazer just following in behind Rusted Bolt. And the top 4 running away here. Bolt, Hazer, Merc and Doug prying and praying for something to happen at the front, and we've got it again, because Hazer is still all over Bolt. Merc is all over Hazer as well. Let's go on board directly with Merc here. Round beyond turn 22, it's 23, 24, 25, and now into turn 26. And now let's see, down into turn 27, who will be ahead out of these 3? Hazer trying to keep it on the outside line, and they're continuing to go forward here. Hazer, Bolt, Merc and Doug all squabbling, all vying, and now we head into turn 1. Bolt has got the race lead. Hazer will try and defend it from Merc if he can. Merc on the outside line does not attempt to move on the AlphaTauri. Rusted Bolt leading here. And can he hold on to it? Well, he's got a long time to go. He will need to box once more. So we'll pretty much exclude that opportunity, but either way, Merc in P3 is all over. 2 drivers who have got to pit again. Let's go back on board of Merc, because they're all going at it here. It's almost effectively a 4-way battle for the race lead, which Hazer still has. Merc around the outside goes through on Bolt. Some random guy has joined, but it's Hazer, Merc, Bolt and Doug all leading the way. And around the outside there, I think Doug was trying to go for a move on Bolt. Obviously these guys have fresher tyres, Merc and Doug. And we're going to go back towards the front here with Merc, who's just dropping off the pace. Well, I say dropping off the pace. It's only at 0.3 of a second. Now make it 0.2. Now make it 0.1 into turn 22. Merc is still all over the rear of the AlphaTauri driver, and there will be a big chance into turn 27. Will he take that opportunity? Here we go. That guy is now left, and side by side come through, and through comes Rusted Bolt as well. He's going to go round the outside. Through goes Merc into the race lead. Hazer holds on, and into the wall, and crashing is Rusted Bolt. No, we got another safety car. See, I knew it. We're getting safety cars for anything that happens, whether it's a crash or a DNF. Whatever happens, we get a safety car. Unfortunately, that is a safety car. Rusted Bolt can still stay in this race, though. I mean, the best thing right now for him would probably be to pit and go maybe mediums or something. Unfortunately, he has limited chances for all of the leaders, so you could actually argue that right now Rusted Bolt could be in a very good place. Despite it is on standard, we did discuss between the guys obviously earlier on, but now I kind of think the more I'm watching this race, it probably should have been on reduced. But yeah, it's actually given Bolt a great chance. He's also gone for hard tyres, so he will be going to the end. So you know, despite the crash, and he did cause the crash, but not a crash. He caused a safety car, but it seemed like a genuine error. And he could have got DNF from it as well, so it's not like he's intentionally just trying to pick up a little bit of damage to get a safety car out. It wasn't intentional. But this could play in the hands of Rusted Bolt here. It's the only one that's going to try and go to the end. Unless there is still a small chance, or a chance in all fairness, maybe a Hazer. He could be possibly thinking about it. He could possibly go for a medium or hard tyre to the end and try and stick with Bolt. will be interesting to see. Right, so now Bolt has caught up, and this will be the interesting thing. Will anybody box under this safety car? I feel Hazer might. He may box, and it looks like he is. In goes Hazer, and in goes Doug as well. And now this will make things interesting. And look at Russ's Bolt. He's up into P4. He's on hard tyres to get him to the end of the race. And he is in the best possible place right now. Wow, who'd have thought this? Russ's Bolt causing the safety car effectively. And now, out of absolutely nowhere, he's in P4 on hard tyres. He's running to the end. He's got more than 20 laps to go. But wow. Wow, wow, wow. Don't tend to get too lucky about that though, do you? But he's definitely got the fortune here to be able to bring out the safety car. And the safety car was out right before all the race leaders could get into the pit or try and do something. So sadly, Hazer, Doug, Widget, SR Racing have all lost out as a result. Well, so at the moment, and safety car is in this lap. Now, things will heat up again. I think that's for the 5th time this race where the safety car will go in. If not the 5th time, it will be the 4th time. Anyways, let's see what happens on the safety car restart. And there you go, there is a safety car. That is not your race leader. Merck is the one who will now come round. And now Merck will petal it, and he will go, or will he? No, he's just sticking it down. I think everybody presumed they were off, and now they're up and running, and Merck has got the gap he wanted on DD Friend, because Glue now has an opportunity, and he will come side by side, he will put out the slipstream. To be fair, it wasn't a great put out the slipstream, because now Bolt and Hazer are thinking about some sort of overtake here. And this will give a chance potentially towards Hazer, who is now on the outside line, or was thinking about it. And now he's going for it on the outside line, but he does hold off, which allows for Russ's Bolt to stay ahead in P4. Hazer's racecraft improving immensely over the past few races, that's for sure. From what we used to see from Hazer, this is a different driver, a different person. Surely, it can't be Hazer, it's someone else. It's been taken over, but you know what? He's done absolutely brilliantly over the last few races. Hopefully, that shall continue for a bit longer. Further up as well, Glue still all over DD Friend. However, he is also still unable to make the pass. Merck leading by 1.5 seconds, and now coming through side by side, round through to 21 into 22. Who has got the move? And Glue has got the move done, and up into P2. DD Friend couldn't quite live with the Ferrari's pace, and DD Friend losing the place, and now Bolt, Hazer and Doug will all go and attack each other here. Round into the turn 27, going down the inside is Hazer, and they're going at it. Has Russell Bolt still stayed ahead? He's definitely on. He may make contact with the wall a little bit, almost like Verstappen in that incredible qualifying lap that he done. 2 purple sectors. a couple of years back in, I believe it was 2021, but unable. Thus, Bolt, he's not picked up any damage clearly, so he's still going. And let's see if Hazer again, he's all over Russell Bolt, 1 lap fresher hard tyres, and he really wants to get this move done on the Williams, but Bolt holding out. Oh, as Hazer runs very deep, very wide, and it will mean the Mercedes of Doug goes through. Unbelievable. Hazer. Oh. Whoa, what's this? Says on my screen, everybody has left. I don't know if that is genuinely true. Is anybody able to confirm? I don't know if there's anything in the lounge to suggest it is true. But on my screen, everybody has left. I need to just check if there's anything in the lounge. Please, somebody let... It would be good if somebody said something. What I might do is... I'm going to quit and... join. Let's see. Right, let's see if we can join with someone and see if it was a glitch or not. I get the impression it was not. Well, it was a glitch, I believe. And now we need to. Oh, that is just very frustrating. So who ends up winning? Because I don't even remember who was leading the race. Who was leading? Was it Merck? I think it was Merck, you know. Either way, EA Service tonight, I'm giving you a rating. I am giving you a 0 out of 10. You are horrible. Jesus, EA Service on not getting in the Driver of the Day vote for this race, that's for sure. Obviously, we'll need to discuss results, but whatever. That was absolutely crazy bad. I don't know if we can. Will it do anything if we go to this screen? If it lets us spectate, and would it let us see the results, maybe? That's all I'm kind of hoping for. It does! Kind of. Vaguely. That's not the same results, though, is it? Wait, what? Wait, they're still going. Wait, what? What has happened, honestly? Apparently they are still going. So are they all in the lobby, or are they under AI now? So you've got Glue at the back, and I don't know if it's AI, if it's him. I think it's him. I mean, he's not ghosted. It's another safety car, however. So what happened then? Was it Rusted Bolt DNFing? I'm trying to remember how many drivers we had before. It's not too easy. It would have been very easy beforehand, but I think Rusted Bolt DNF then. Yeah, because Poison was the last one, wasn't he? Under the safety, which caused that safety car. Okay, so this is still racing then. So now you've got Merck, Hazer, Doug. Let's get the tyres back on. A couple of drivers have boxed, a DD Friend and Glue. So actually the race is continuing. See, I thought Doug's comment was not... I presumed it was because of the lobby being messed. But seemingly it was not due to that. It was seemingly due to another safety car, I believe. Or maybe something he had seen ahead. Either way, Rusted Bolt now joins the casualty list, it's fair to say. 7 drivers. I mean, I'm hoping that all 7 drivers finish this race. But again, there will be some brilliant points on offer. Absolutely brilliant. Right, and again, the safety car is in this lap. Let's hope we get a good restart, and let's hope we get a good 18 laps, or 17 laps, shall we say, of racing. Merck is the only one who did stay out on those medium tyres. I get the impression they will be struggling later in the race. He may need to box again, because he won't have the pace up against the likes of Hazer, Doug as well, to be fair to him. The two Mercedes in a good place, two Ferraris not far off than the Red Bull. It's interesting that you've got some very quick cars left in the race. Intriguingly enough, you've only got two Tier 1 pace drivers still remaining here, both 1 and 2, and Merck goes off and sets off once more. Hazer following him. And further down the field, I see the two Mercedes going at it because SR Racing pulls out. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the move there on Doug. He stays behind whilst Glue ahead of DD Friend. And now you've got Merck and Hazer going side by side. Hazer around the outside and into the race lead already. It's turn 4 comes the AlphaTauri of Hazer. And there you go, pushing himself up into the lead. And now Hazer, half a second clear, can try and dominate the rest of this race. Doug trying to dominate himself, 0.3 of a second behind Merck, but he has a 3-second time penalty. And through goes Widget on Glue. Glue going very slowly. Glue has stopped his car. Glue has started his car. This is interesting commentary. Didn't expect us to be doing this for the race. Glue is on ghosted. Wow. What is going on in this race? I do not know. Diddy Friend is now all over the rear of PRV Widget. He's going to try and get a move done if he can. I certainly hope no reserves have been getting involved in incidents tonight, because if they have been, they'll be getting their penalties on their main tier. So that's not going to be helpful for them, as SR Racing and Doug's trade places, and Merck and Hayes are going at it side by side now. And into the wall goes Merck. I don't believe he would have picked up damages for that. And as a result, he is now in the slipstream and going to try and re-overtake Hazer here. Hazer's got enough batteries to defend with, which he didn't use it. 70% on his car. He's got Merck on 70% as well, to be fair. There's about a 5 or 6% difference between the two. And now we'll turn the telemetry back off. But Hazer has a little bit more than Merck, about 5 or 6%. Heading through into the S's now. Into the pits goes PRV Widget in the Ferrari himself and his teammate Glue, well off the pace. And I hope that Glue's not thinking. Okay, Glue is thinking. He has retired, but that was in the pit lane, so that shouldn't be, and that will not be a safety car. Thank God for that. But we're down to 6 drivers, and we still have 15 laps to go. Very strong 15 laps. Let's hope it goes okay. Let's hope all of those in the front 4 can actually stick with each other. If they can, it would make things entertaining for the final part of this race. Issue is, particularly for Merck, on those tyres. I'm sure he may have to think about boxing again, but if his tyres can keep himself up with those 3 around him, he won't be boxing again, I'm sure of that. But if he drops off a lot, he may have to go for soft to the end. So either way, it's 2 Mercedes trade places again. SR Racing allowing Doug through. Maybe not the best place for him, because Doug will not have DRS now on the top 2 runners. Then again, I don't think they have DRS in a way, because DRS is enabled at this lap. Doug now has got to try and pull himself within a second, as Hazer again defending and keeping Merck behind him. Merck just had to lift off a little bit earlier just to ensure he doesn't make any contact. And now on the run down into turn 4, Hazer stays ahead. Himself and Merck have been battling quite a lot in this race anyways, so the fact they are battling now for the win with only 6 drivers remaining is not particularly surprising. what is surprising is that there are still 6 drivers left, effectively, because the number of DNFs we've had, you'd have thought that we wouldn't have any left, but we do. Would have been very interesting if we had 1 driver remaining in the race and lay DNF'd at some point in the race. That would have been ridiculous. But either way, thankfully, that has not occurred, and it doesn't seem like that would occur as well. But sticking with it, Hazer. To be fair to Merck, he is keeping up 6 laps on his older tyres as well. So he's done well just to keep with the AlphaTauri, and he's still clear of Doug as well, but it's only a half a second. SR Racing not far behind, closing up to within a second now. Is at 1.2 seconds. Here we go again with Merck and with Doug in the background as well. Merck is just putting out to try and see if a chance can be made here. He goes again, potentially a little bit of contact with the wall, but he seems okay, and he's going to go for it again on the straight, or will he hold off into turn 1? And now Merck thinking and thinking, but not going, and there you go, sticking with Hazer, down in P2 currently, but Merck is still there. You're reigning 100% to champion as well, but you're still doing a very solid job here this evening, especially with the number of safety cars on show. Just stick with the front runners. Keep at it with Hazer, Merck, Doug, and now SR Racing. The 2 Mercedes have firmly joined in this battle. 6 laps fresher on their medium tyres compared to that of Merck, and it will ensure they have an opportunity now. Let's just stick at the front of the field. No more battles going on, so the top 4 are the only ones. Doug obviously has a time penalty as well. So let's just check. Is that a 3 second, I believe, potentially for Doug? Or is it? Yeah, it is a 3 second for Doug. 3 seconds also for Widget. And now they're making their way through beyond turn 22 and 23. And now into the bends all the way round here. Somehow you've got turns 24, 25, 26 and then into 27. And this is where Merck will go for the move. And he will go for the move. And he will get the move done. And back up into the race lead goes the Alpine. But again, he'll be under more pressure because here comes Hazer again on the run into turn 1. And the AlphaTauri now is back into P1. And Merck couldn't fight that one of 2 Mercedes. SR Racing and Doug once more just switching places. This time around, SR Racing is allowed to be the lead driver. They're playing the hokey pokey. They turn around and SR Racing is back out ahead. And now we've got Merck trying to track down Hazer here. Back for the race lead. These 2 been going at it since the start of the race. And they're still going at it, even on lap 38, despite the number of safety cars we have had. And now do not rule out these 2 pesky Mercedes, as I thought for a moment SR Racing was thinking about a move, but he decides not to go for it. And SR Racing now on the run into turn 22 will have a chance, not on this one, but watch out for a chance to turn 22 for the Mercedes duo, particularly for SR Racing here. But into turn 22 he's just not going to be close enough, so again the best chance for him now seems to be on the run into turn 29, or 27 rather, and there will be an opportunity though for Merck to overtake Hazer. We shall see into turn 27 now. Will Merck get himself up ahead of Hazer? Round the bends at 25 and 26, and now into 27, side by side again, and Merck is back out ahead as DD Friend now on the soft tyres has caught up to the action, and it is a 5-way battle. Just 6 cars remain, but a 5-way tussle over the lead on lap 39 now, and coming through will be Hazer side by side, drawing alongside the Alpine and going for the move on the Alpine and overtaking the Alpine. Merck goes off track, and that will cost him places here. It will cost him dearly. Through goes the Mercedes of SR Racing, and SR Racing is up at the 2nd place. Unbelievable here, as Hazer has lost ground. Well, actually no, Merck rather has lost ground. Hazer putting a little bit of a gap, but only out at half a second. But it may give SR Racing a genuine opportunity. His gap now at 6.5 tenths of a second to Hazer, as Merck again, and DD Friend there is closing in as well. DD Friend on those soft tyres. He will struggle later in this event, there is no doubt about that. But right now, he is doing okay. And in fairness, when I say he's doing okay, he is keeping up incredibly well to stick with these guys. And now the question is, can he stick with them? And now there will be an opportunity here. So DD Friend obviously has got the move done on Merc. And now there is going to be a chance here. Certainly for DD Friend for an overtake here on SR Racing. Can he get an overtake on SR Racing? Or is he just going to fall in behind? I think he will just fall in behind on the run down into 27. Not enough time for him to get the move done. But now, pushing into turn 1. Any of these 5 drivers can still win. Obviously, Doug has got that 3-second time penalty. He will not come away with the win. But he can still come away with a solid result in all fairness. DD Friend and SR Racing not going into the race lead just yet. A 5-way battle will continue here. Who will cross the line first? It will be interesting to see. Hazer, SR Racing, DD Friend, Merc. Doug just losing a little bit of time now at 9/10 of a second. Which has allowed for those 4 runners to just put away a little bit in comparison to the Mercedes driver here. We'll just stick then with Merc, who's all over the rear of DD Friend now. Obviously DD Friend did just overtake a lap or so ago, but Merc will want to repass, but it won't be easy. Coming up against a driver who will be having some confidence in that Red Bull car, DD Friend. And DD Friend is getting even closer and closer and closer to SR Racing. And will there be the opportunity that the Red Bull has been waiting for here on the rundown into turn 27? Because I'm sure SR Racing will go for the race lead here. And he will go for the race lead here, as maybe a touch onto the wall there from DD Friend. Really not sure whether he was going to go inside or outside. He kind of chose neither and decided to hit the wall instead. But through goes SR Racing into the race lead now. And Hazer will want to try and bounce back. But DD Friend and Merc all for company. And down into turn 1, Hazer is back out ahead. SR Racing, DD Friend and Merc with Doug just behind them. And again, the gap's all minimal so far. But the top 5 doing a superb job to stay where they are. Right, just sticking with the action here because Merc again drawing alongside the Red Bull of DD Friend. And has he got the move done? I believe he has. And through he goes. Superbly done. Come on, Widget, the car is lighter now. Pump that throttle. Well, I don't think Widget is going to come away with much, unfortunately, this evening. Down at P6, he needs a safety car to get himself back into the race. Maybe he can go for a faster lap, who knows. Speaking of which, Doug, 1 second behind now. He's in a bit of trouble. He has no DRS, neither does SR Racing though. And off track goes the Red Bull of DD Friend, which will compromise his line heavily. And now Merc will strike, and he will sliver his way through and up onto the podium once more. Has he got DRS though? I do believe he's in DRS range of SR Racing as well, which should keep him ahead of the Red Bull. Hazer now running away at 1.7 seconds. And the battle for the lead has deteriorated here. And into the pits goes DD Friend. And Doug follows suit. So they're all going to get rid of their tyres. Hazer looks like he's going to be the one to win. But has DD Friend and Doug decided, you know what, we're going to go soft. Take a risk and hope that we can gain time on the top 3. Because Merck's tyres aren't too great at this moment, in all fairness. Obviously 19 laps on those medium tyres. He will be struggling compared to that of Hazer in particular. Also SR Racing, 6 laps fresh on mediums. But he will be struggling much more compared to Doug and DD Friend, who will be absolutely rapid on their soft tyres, as you would expect. But again, at this type of track, you really just want to try and close that gap if you can and get within DRS range. DRS round here, obviously you have, where is it? Do you have 3 DRS zones round at Jeddah? Yes, you do. So it will be tricky if you're out of DRS range, and we're seeing that now because Merck is all over SR Racing, who obviously dropped out of DRS range of Hazer. The AlphaTauri deciding to make a run for it, and here Merck now will go round the outside and he will try and take the Mercedes. He does take the Mercedes. Now into turn 27, Merck back up into second place, but will SR Racing bounce back and come back and fight back? No, he fights it, but he fights it only into the pit lane. So they're all going for it effectively now, or will Merck decide, you know what, I'm going softs, or will he stay out until the very end? It could effectively wrap up a P2 for him. And the gap now, I've just noticed Doug has a 4-second gap on DD Friend. DD Friend must have made an error somewhere, whether it was coming in or out of the pit lane, or perhaps on his outlap. In either case, DD Friend has had some form of struggle. And SR Racing out of the pit lane is 1.5 seconds ahead of Doug. So it's not been that of what Doug wanted, because he is lost out on his Mercedes teammate. SR Racing goes through, stays onto the podium, and is on fresh, soft tyres. Does that make things tricky now for Merck, knowing that his closest challenger is on the freshest tyres possible, on softs, with a few laps to go? Or does Merck decide, you know what, I'm happy to take home P2, and maybe, you know what, the gap between himself and Hazer is not a lot at 1.4 seconds. Can Merck join in and get himself within 1 second? He's going to try his very best. That's the gap between the two Mercedes deteriorating once more, because Hazer is still keeping the gap to Merck, but now Doug within a second of SR Racing, I'm sure, although he definitely cuts the corner. Is Doug going to get DRS here? It's a question. No, he's not. So he's lost DRS as well, and the gap has increased by 0.6 of a second now. So Doug not doing great there. He needs to get a great exit out of turn 27, which in all fairness, he is closing the gap. SR Racing using all of his battery just to get away from his teammate here. Because the two Mercedes maybe work together. You know, don't take into account Doug obviously is a full-timer. He's going to try and get that place if he can. At this time in the race, SR Racing could very easily let his teammate through and follow the pace of his teammate and try to get him a gap to DD Friend. It doesn't seem like he's going to do that right now. Have a look towards the leaders then, because Merck is still 1.2 seconds behind Hazer. They're both trying to manage the gaps. Hazer doesn't want Merck to get in DRS. Merck does want himself to get in DRS. And with only, 6 laps remaining, things will get tasty. As we say that, Merck does make a mistake, goes wide, and loses himself 2 or 3 tenths of a second as well. So, you know, he loses 3 tenths, but 1.4 seconds. End of the day, Rome wasn't built in a day, so there's a chance here for Merck to close that gap within a few laps. Let's see what he can do, but 1.4 seconds is the gap right now between the top two. Mediums are dropping next lap. What I would argue, the mediums have been dropping for quite a while, but Merck has done very well to just keep pace, really, with Hazen is almost within a second. Fair play to the Alpine here for having the pace that he has got. Russell versus Hamilton. Well, maybe. I mean, hopefully for those two's sake, they don't want that to happen. But we'll see. We'll see what can happen. Or you could even go Nico Rosberg versus Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, but they're both looking very close. And again, 1 second now between Hazer and Merck. The gap has just opened up by 1/10 of a second since then. Merck is getting very close now. He is now within the 1 second window. This is a chance for the Alpine to strike against the AlphaTauri. But has Merck got DRS, or has he lost out? Well, he has not got DRS, so Merck will try and get himself and fight it and push it round into turn 22. But I do think Merck will now get his DRS, but he does not have battery. Hazer, how is he doing for his battery? I do wonder. I mean, he can't be too much of he can't be too healthy with his battery. Surely not. be a little bit surprised if he is healthy with that battery, but now a gap at 4 tenths, 5 tenths of a second. I'm sure Merck will be happy to sit behind and try and attack on the final lap here. And now the defence on the inside line there from the AlphaTauri, and it keeps Hazer behind him for just a little bit longer. But Merck will certainly be looking to strike here against the AlphaTauri, and will want to make it another win. Hazer, he'll be looking to make it 3 podiums in a short space of time, but also his first win en route to his return. So who will come away with the honours here? Because there's no chance of the soft tyre runners catching up SR Racing, Doug and DD Friend. Maybe they should have all stayed on their tyres originally, rather than making that pit stop, because the gap at 22 seconds has not been deteriorating very much here, with just under 5 laps remaining. And it is a sprint finish that will be recorded here, and who will come away with the victory, the maximum points tally between these two, Hazer or Merck? That is the question on the lips right now. 3 tenths make it 2 tenths of a second, and Williams will close up rapidly, or the Alpine rather. And here we go again, run through to turn 27, and for the first time in a long time have we got a new race leader, because they are going at it side by side. Hazer stays ahead, Merck will try and get himself ahead, but he fails to do so. But now on the run into turn 1, who is clear of the duo? Will it be Hazer? Will it be Merck? Hazer will try and defend it, but Merck will go down the inside into turns 1 and 2 and 3, and Hazer just about. The AlphaTauri hanging on to the race lead. He is not letting the Alpine ahead. And Merck stays in and slots in P2, so it will be currently Hazer leading from Merck. Further back, Doug and DD Friend now potentially battling. DD Friend has caught up to the Mercedes. Very interesting, that one. Just have a little watch of it as they're going through turns 2 and 3. The Red Bull was just closing the gap up, but has been unable to close the gap up enough. So Doug stays up at a P4, and currently, obviously he will lose the place of DD Friend, but he will only lose 1 spot as a result of his time penalty as well. This is the moment for Merck, apparently. So we'll see if it is, Glue. We'll see if it is indeed. Back to the leaders then, with about just over 3 laps remaining here. It's all or nothing. Hazer versus Merck to end up taking the victory they need, and they've been vying for here at Jeddah. Who will come away with it then? So we're heading on to the final 3 laps. Never thought we'd make it to the final 3 laps, but we are going to get there. And here we go, onto the main straight now. Oh, this the one. Is this a time for Merck to go for the overtake? No is the answer to that question. And at 2 tenths of a second, he stays in P2. Further back, however, on the exit of turn 27, I feel like DD Friend will go for this move on Doug. Indeed, around the outside. Through he will go, and Doug cannot defend on that one. DD Friend in that Red Bull up into the top 4 now. We're going to go back up to the leaders of this event here, and heading round the hairpin. With 2.5 laps remaining roughly, it is anyone's race win between Hazer and Merck. And then you've got a good battle for the final place in 4th place between Doug and DD Friend, as Doug gets back ahead. The gap almost 1 second already, so I think there was a mistake clearly from DD Friend there in the Red Bull, who was actually lost out on over 1 second, but still going at it for the race lead. Merck, is he looking healthy on his battery? Well, I'm sure he can't be looking too much worse than Hazer. So they're both lacking in the battery game. And it will give Merck the chance he needs now. Starting the penultimate lap here at Jeddah. On the exit turn 27 into turn 1. Through into the corner. And who will be heading their way through the lead? And is it Hazer or is it Merck? It is Merck. Does he stay or does he go? Merck in P2, tracking down Hazer, trying to get himself another victory here in a 100% tier. Hazer wanting his first win on his return. Of course, he did take second place finishers down in tier 1 and also was at the international tier potentially as well. Either way, Hazer has been in some strong form, but he's going to want to come away with better than strong form. He's going to want to come away with the win here tonight. But he knows he'll be up against the reigning champion of the 100% tier in the form of Merck. 1.5 laps remain here at Jeddah. Who will win? Hazer or Merck? As DD Friend gets the move done on Doug. Doug must have made a mistake himself. May have got onto the curb through the S's, which unsettled the Mercedes. That's the most likely scenario. DD Friend up at P4. Continuing to fight here now with Hazer and Merck. A gap out at 0.6 of a second, and we're going round the bends through turns 25 into 26, and now we'll be hitting turn 27, and we'll be hitting it for one of the last times this race. Round the bend through at turn 27 and onto the straight into turn 1. Who will be leading on the run through into turn 1 now? Will it be Hazer? Will it be Merck? They go through, they battle, and Merck opting to stay out and not overtake into turn 1. So there you go. Merck making a potentially a tactical decision there not to overtake on the AlphaTauri, knowing he does have some speed here. He's going to try and use as much as possible around the bend into turn 27, or maybe on the main straight even. That DRS can be effective, not as effective as a track like Brazil perhaps, but still effective enough. The gap low at 0.9 of a second. Hazer clearly is trying to pull away. Is he using his battery already though? If Hazer was using his battery, that would make things very interesting. He's trying to use his battery. He's got a second. Has he got DRS though, Merck? There is a 1 second gap between them. But can Merck get that DRS back on for himself? Oh, he didn't have DRS there. Or has he? Yes, he has. He's opened his rear wing. Merck still had DRS even though Hazer was trying to use it to get the Alpine away. And with 0.7 of a second remaining here, the gap between the pairing, Hazer is out of battery. Merck still can use some of his. He's going to go for it and go for it and go for it. Down into the run through, round the outside, side by side into turn 27. The final lap of the race, contact has formed and Hazer stays ahead. But Merck will go through to it. To the line we go, side by side. Who will win? It's on the line. Who has pipped it? It's Hazer. Hazer wins, Merck in P2, and Merck has somehow finished 3.389 seconds behind. That is clearly not truthful, but the game has decided Hazer has taken the win on the line here. Merck takes P2, SR Racing P3, fastest lap. DD Friend, however, takes the fastest lap, and that is P4 for him. Doug will come in behind. He is happy with P5 quite clearly, and PRV Widget will wait for him to go through. And it will be P6, but Merck has missed out. I don't know how he missed out by so much. If I can have a look at the race director, I just want to see, did he get any penalties late on? He got a warning for corner cutting, but he definitely didn't get any more than no 3-second penalty. So a gap at 3.389 seconds is clearly not truthful. The gap was actually on the line between Hazer and Merck, and clearly Hazer just about stole it on the line. That was incredibly close between them both, as PRV Widget will come through in P6. But Hazer, on the line, takes the victory ahead of Merck. What a battle between the pairing. Well, at least we've got some good things here from the race. And it's that Lowe's 2 fought to the very, very end for it. Hazer getting a win on his UFRL return, with Merck just missing out. Some big points for both drivers, however, in the hunt for the title this season. Yep, Doug. To be fair, I'm guessing you heard when I was saying it, but I did think that maybe you two could have worked together, but yeah, either way, unfortunately that's not what happened. Yeah, the gap between. Oh, you were. You was what I was watching on the big stream. Alright, big screen. Sorry. All right, Fernando, calm it down. What was it, Fernando Alonso at Miami when he was watching Lance Stroll? Yeah, congratulations, O'Hazer, getting what many will feel will be the right result for him. He needed that win to get back into it. Got a couple of P2s over the past week or two, and does get a win that I would say he probably does deserve. In all fairness, Merck just missing out. He done very well to get P2. Almost took the win on the line as well. So those two superb. Don't know what's going on with the game tonight. The game deciding. But I just realised in the top corner it says. Did you see that in the top right corner? It said F2. I'm pretty sure it's still F1. But anyways, thankfully the race is over. And I'm saying that more because of the DNFs we had tonight. That was crazy. Yeah, I did see you two, to be fair, were continuously changing positions though. But the DNFs, yeah, they were very, very frustrating. But at least we got some good racing. Between, to be fair, all of those 5 drivers were all battling well and battling hard. So at least, you know, and obviously 3 of them did box, but the top 2, Hazer and Merck, done very well to finish 1 and 2 like they did. But anyways, I'm going to end the stream on that note, and we'll be back in the international tier tomorrow night. I'm definitely going to get some sleep, I think. But anyways, international tier, 10 o'clock PM tomorrow night, and I will check the track. Should probably know by now, but you know, haven't been able to see it too much. But the track, the race calendar, and it will be Miami. Okay, I've got some experience around Miami. Don't think it was a great experience, but you know, P3 it wasn't too bad on Tuesday night. Unfortunately, I just lost out. I say just lost out. Okay, to be fair, I did fairly comfortably lose out to Ghost, but I tried to get him back on the last lap. Couldn't quite get him. But yeah. Okay, so that'll be an interesting race. Black Panther and Ghost did finish ahead of me in that one, but still had some half decent pace. The hard tyres actually felt decent for me. But Miami round 3, that'll be interesting. But yeah, that's been our Racing Aways tonight. Thank you for watching, and good night.